The entire world is laughing at the United States right now. They're laughing at us because we have a president who hasn't even been in office 100 days and has somehow managed to completely tank the economy, wipe out over $2 trillion of value from the stock market, and implement policy after policy that is not only destroying us here at home, but destroying our relationships with foreign countries. So again, the rest of the world is laughing. The problem is, Donald Trump doesn't get that he is the butt of the joke. And he made himself the butt of the joke last week, as I'm sure everybody has seen by now, on Liberation Day, which is actually huge tax on Consumers Day, when he pulled out his little chart, listed all these countries and how much they were charging the U.S. in tariffs, and of course, the reciprocal tariffs that he has now put in place. Some of the areas where Donald Trump has put reciprocal tariffs are uninhabited islands, like literally volcanic islands off the coast of Antarctica that don't have any human beings, let alone, obviously, any industry to be able to export goods. But those armies of penguins now have tariffs on them. If they want to send stuff to the United States, by God, it's going to cost us. So I think we're okay on that one. He also put tariffs on the Norwegian island of Svalbard, which is actually part of Norway. However, the tariffs on Svalbard are actually less than what they are on the country of Norway, even though they are the same country. So he flunked basic geography when announcing these tariffs. And again, the entire world laughed at him. But it was more of a nervous laugh, right? Because we still understand that the other tariffs are going to destroy us here at home. But it was kind of funny that this big-ass doofus doesn't understand geography. But the chart showed more than just a lack of understanding of geography. It also showed that Donald Trump will never pass up the opportunity to lie to the American public. Because as I mentioned, not only did you have your list of countries, you had your list of how much in tariffs they were charging the United States, and all of those numbers were also incorrect. All of them were wrong. Overinflated to make it seem like Donald Trump was, of course, protecting us here at home. Here is what happened with those numbers. Let me just read this, because this is the best way to explain it. For example, if China were really imposing a 67% tariff on U.S. goods, or if Vietnam were implementing a 90% tariff on U.S. products, that's something that likely would have been retaliated against a long time ago, but in fact, these numbers do not represent tariffs. Take the EU tariff on U.S. goods of 39%. In 2024, the U.S. exported $370.2 billion to the EU. Meanwhile, the U.S. imported $605.8 billion from the EU. That means the U.S. ran a trade deficit with the EU of $235.6 billion. What the Trump administration seems to have done is taken the deficit and divided it by the total number of imports from the EU, yielding a figure of 39%. Which the administration rounded up, obviously, because it was 38.89. They rounded it to 39 and called it a tariff to the USA, imposed by the EU. But obviously, that's not a tariff. They did the same thing with Norway and China. They took the deficit we had with them, divided it by the total number of goods imported from them, and claimed this is a tariff. But it wasn't. Now, I will say, I have to give full credit to whoever in the administration actually knows how to do math. Like, that kind of shocked me. Because, that's not necessarily the most complicated kind of math, but, it's a little bit more difficult than basic arithmetic. So kudos that there is somebody in the administration who understands math, but unfortunately, you were creating an equation that wasn't relevant to the issue. Trump is destroying us. We have seen it just in the past few days since the tariffs were announced and put in place. The entire world is laughing at us. But again, a little bit of a nervous laugh because they understand how bad this is going to get. Trump is a laughing stock. And we're all paying the price for this horrible joke. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.